Can I get an Egg McMuffin and a large coffee, please?
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Worldwide Connection 2.0. We are coming to you live from Chicago, where I'm joined by members of our senior leadership team and other McDonald's executives. From every corner of our planet and from all three legs of our stool, more than 15,000 members of our global McFamily are with us today. You're joining us from more than 100 countries around the globe. There isn't another family on earth that could do that. Part of what makes McDonald's so special. I want to assure all of you from the start that we're following every safety protocol related to COVID-19, just as we've done across the McDonald's system. I'm excited about today's program. We've added some interactive elements like a Q&A following the prepared remarks. Now, if you want to submit a question or ask a question, just submit it at the box at the bottom of your screen. You'll also notice some fun custom McDonald's emojis you can use to react to what you're hearing. Of course, my favorite is the cone. As much as I look forward to the day when we can all meet in person again, I want to thank you for taking the time to be with our global McFamily today virtually. Ray Kroc believed great companies are defined not just by what they do, but how they do it. In July, we talked about the how. We saw powerful examples of our values in action, of McDonald's family members stepping up to serve their communities. Today is about the what, the strategic plan that will guide us to better serve our customers and communities and continue to drive our growth. Now, if it looks familiar, it should. The ideas, initiatives, and inspiration for this plan came from all of you. The market plans you've developed over the last 4 months helped inform our global path forward as one brand. Yesterday, our senior leaders and I had the privilege of sharing this new growth plan with the investor community. I'll tell you what I told them. We are going to meet this moment with energy and purpose. We won't just write the next great chapter in the McDonald's story. We will help our communities come back together stronger than ever. Of course, none of us could have imagined what 2020 had in store for us, but it's no coincidence that we are navigating COVID in most markets and seeing higher brand trust scores, higher customer service scores, and strong restaurant margins. We're doing that because we're making safety and service a priority, and we're continuing to put our customers and people first. You have made a difference. But in a world in desperate need of kindness, connection, and community, this moment calls for something more, a bolder, more ambitious vision for our future that rises to these new challenges and opportunities. That's why we're transitioning our strategy from the Velocity Growth Plan to our next chapter that we are calling Accelerating the Arches. We believe it will accelerate our growth, accelerate our impact, and accelerate the distance between us and our competitors. As the consequences of COVID came into focus, we recognized two powerful truths. The first truth is that the needs of our customers are different coming through this pandemic than they were going in. People are dining in less and taking out more, whether through drive-through or delivery or contactless curbside pickup. They're visiting less in the morning and more for lunch and dinner. They interact less with others in person and more through digital. And our restaurant experience must evolve to meet these needs. The second truth is that people expect more from businesses today, especially consumer-facing businesses. This is the first time in a century that our world has endured a global pandemic. And it's happening at a time when the world is feeling extraordinarily complicated, regardless of what continent you're standing on. It's a lot to take in. And it's clear that no single government or organization will be able to solve it all. It's going to take all of us. That's why now, more than ever, people are looking to a brand like ours for stability and even hope. They know that companies have the financial capital, the intellectual capital, and the social capital to help tackle big challenges. And that's especially true of McDonald's. In the markets where we operate, we see roughly 80% of the population in a given year. We serve about 65 million people a day. Few companies in the world have our reach, and our customers expect us to make a difference. None of us have the luxury of sitting on the sidelines. We have to embrace a bigger, more holistic vision, one that delivers across 4 important areas to all of our stakeholders: our purpose, our mission, our values, and our growth pillars. It starts with 2 words: billions served. You know this better than most. When we talk about billions served, we're not just talking about burgers and fries. We're also talking about the billions of times we've served our customers, our crew, and our communities. Every time a customer orders something from McDonald's, our restaurants and employees are doing something more than just serving a warm meal. We're serving our communities. We serve our communities because their home is our home. Because where we are is where we serve. For a long time, people have seen 2 McDonald's. There's the big, faceless global corporation, and then there's your McDonald's, the brand you grew up with, where they know your order and make you feel at home. Now, in other areas, that separation was fine, but it doesn't work anymore. Today, our customers want the McDonald's they visit locally to match how we act globally. Our corporate brand is now our consumer brand. They are 2 sides of the same coin. When consumers feel better about our brand, they visit more often. We must do this to remain successful. That's why we've refreshed our purpose, mission, and values. For most new CEOs, defining these is an act of creation. It's a way of putting your stamp on the business. It's almost like they teach you at CEO school. For me, it was an act of discovery. I didn't grow up in the system. The things that make McDonald's special have been here all along. Our franchisees, our suppliers, and our people have embodied and lived our mission, purpose, and values from the start. I just had to listen and learn from all of you. Once you helped me see it, I couldn't help but think, what if everyone could learn what I've learned? I thought, if we could find the right words to capture what has always made McDonald's special in a way that resonates with today's consumers, it would help explain what makes us, us. So I spoke to franchisees and customers and crew around the world, and then worked with the leadership team to refine the words we use to describe our purpose, both the impact we're able to make thanks to the scale of our brand and the connections you have nurtured for decades. Our purpose is to feed and foster communities. It's a simple message that if it's important to any one of our 40,000 communities, then it's important to McDonald's. If it's important here, it's important here. This is how we serve billions. The next step was to determine how to activate a global purpose on a local level, to ask, what are the core issues that matter most to the 40,000 communities in which we operate? After a lot of work and a lot of guidance from all of you, it became clear that there are 4 areas that matter most. 4 areas where we are not only can lead as a company, but stand alongside our customers to make a difference in the causes that matter to them. Serving our local communities, especially in times of need. Sourcing sustainable, high-quality food locally whenever possible, in every single restaurant that bears the arches. Providing jobs and opportunity to our neighbors, and ultimately protecting our planet and the global community. This is how McDonald's can use its privileged position to do our part and meet the expectations of our customers. How we guard against being a faceless corporation and reach the hearts of our customers at a time when it's needed most. To better connect our words and actions around the world, we recently announced the creation of a global impact team, and I'm very pleased to welcome Katie Fallon to McDonald's to lead this effort. And yesterday, we took another step in this journey by telling our story here in the U.S. about the purpose that guides us and our commitment to serving our communities. I'm excited to share the first spot with you now, so take a look.
City lines, county lines, even state lines. These things don't create places. People do. And what goes into making here, into making this place more than just some place, is knowing that what matters here, and here, and here at McDonald's. That's why here, we're helping Ronald McDonald House Charities keep families together through childhood illness. Here, we're proud to serve farmers by sourcing quality ingredients. And here, we're helping first responders who step up to help all of us. Because it's not enough to live somewhere. You have to bring somewhere to life. It's the difference between being in a community and being part of one.
Now, let's be clear. This is not about putting purpose above profits. We are here to sell burgers and fries. And if we have no money, we have no mission. This is about recognizing that in 2020 and beyond, the impact we have on our communities and our world will directly impact our ability to generate a profit. If we do this well, we know we will continue to grow for generations to come. So what about our growth pillars? Understanding the changing needs of our customers has led us to prioritize 3 new growth pillars, which we refer to creatively as M, C, and D. What can I say? Some companies have ABCs, we have our MCDs. M stands for marketing and the opportunity to maximize our system's $4 billion annual investment. It's about improving the quality and efficiency of our marketing so that it is a true growth lever. As Alistair McCrow and Morgan Flatley will discuss, that's why we are upping our creative game on marketing to turn marketing and advertising into a source of strength for the brand once again. C stands for our core menu and our commitment to its growth. We're a restaurant company, and our second growth pillar is all about the heart of people's affection for McDonald's, our food. As we'll hear from Ian Borden and Joe Erlinger, we will strengthen our core with a particular focus on chicken, burgers, and coffee. D stands for our 3 Ds, digital, delivery, and drive-through, and our plan to double down on these areas of strength. You've all made important investments in digital in recent years. Now is the time it all comes together in a way that will change the game. Lucy Brady and Mason Smoot will talk about how we will meet our customers' expectations for faster and easier service and position ourselves as the leading omni-channel restaurant brand. We believe deeply in this focus on fewer, bigger, better as we write the next great chapter in the McDonald's story together. So let's dig in.
Representing the McDonald's brand means to me a great commitment, honor, and pride to deliver the best quality of products and experience for the customers.
McDonald's Jordan plays a very good role when it comes to the supporting the customers and the community.
What it means for me to represent the McDonald's brand is that we employ very diverse people in South Africa.
But one of the biggest things that they do for us is provide a Ronald McDonald House to our community. And that's not just in the United States, it's global.
We have an opportunity to have a huge impact on people's lives, our communities, our farmers, and importantly, our planet.
Those golden arches, one of the most recognizable symbols of any kind on the planet. For more than 60 years, it's represented one of the world's most familiar brands. At least that's what it means to our customers. To us, of course, it's much more. It's a source of pride in the legacy we're upholding every day, as well as the history we're making together. From the 100 billion threshold we surpassed last year to our commitment to communities during this time of crisis. Over the next few minutes, I'm going to shine a light on stories and examples from across the system that point the way forward and exemplify what it means to be a steward of one of the most respected brands on earth. After all, it wasn't just the three-legged stool or Ray Kroc's pioneering vision that brought the McDonald's brand to life. It was the way Ray shared that vision through the stories he told. Stories about what McDonald's stands for, who we are across all three legs of the stool, and what we do for the world. That's what makes the Golden Arches iconic. Not the symbol, but what it stands for. Not our brand, but our brand story. Now we're going to write the next great chapter by telling an ambitious new story with our brand as a powerful growth driver in its own right. So how are we going to go about it? The same way the Golden Arches were transformed into one of the most recognizable symbols on earth. We're going to maximize our marketing, our first growth pillar. And when I say growth, I'm talking about more than return on spending and market share growth. Raising our marketing ambition is about elevating our focus, moving beyond brand engagement, where customers feel a personal connection and eat McDonald's, to brand advocacy, where people feel so good about visiting McDonald's, so good, in fact, they encourage others to join them. To achieve it, there's 4 levers we'll have to pull. The 4 drivers of brand advocacy: food, integrity, value, and affinity. Drivers that have proven themselves time and again in multiple McDonald's markets around the world. First is our food. We're a restaurant company, and it all starts with our food. And of course, the McDonald's brand is synonymous with iconic customer favorites like the Big Mac or French fries. Our core menu drives our business, and taste drives our core menu. That's why we're going to talk about the importance of our core shortly. Second, integrity. From how we treat our people to where we source our food. This is all about how we behave as a business and how we live our values. And when it comes to marketing, it means telling clearer, more effective stories, not just about the food we sell, but about what we stand for as a brand. Because trust is a lot deeper than talking the talk. Trust is about the actions we take. It's not just about advertising. It's about acting first and then communicating. We'll deliver advertising that animates our values, highlights McDonald's commitment to communities, and shows the world we mean it when we say, what matters here matters here. Chris introduced a compelling new unified framework for telling these stories. When I say unified, what I mean is globally consistent and authentic to every member of our McFamily. What I don't mean is top-down. Because this framework arose out of your leadership, your innovations, and your market-by-market strategic plans. And here's a bit of what it looks like, perhaps a little different from country to country. The UK is bringing this new platform to life with McDonald's United. The Nordics have executed a strong piece of purpose-driven marketing under the banner of Big Enough to Make a Difference. France is leading a brilliant food quality campaign supporting French agriculture. And China is highlighting some wonderful community connections, while South Africa is doing great work with farmers front and center. Let's take a look at another US spot that launched last night.
When a child is diagnosed with a serious illness, everything changes. And if you have to travel for care like Sam did, home can change too. But along with your donations, McDonald's has helped Ronald McDonald House Charities keep families like Sam's together for more than 40 years. So that not everything changes for Sam with cancer. Or for his brother Liam without.
It doesn't just make me proud when I watch that. It reminds me how important it is that we continue to do everything we can to support the work of RMHC. Next is value. Offering good value and affordability has always been a cornerstone of the McDonald's brand promise, and it's more crucial now than ever before. These are uncertain times. People are spending more cautiously and eating out less. Value for money has always been important, but over the past several months, we've seen it become even more important, even more challenging, and even more crucial to profitability. Of course, value goes beyond being affordable. It's the entire McDonald's experience: convenience, taste, price, and those famous familiar products people love. McDonald's is a global leader on maximizing what you get for what you pay. A delicious meal that meets a need or makes any occasion, all for an incredible price. Profitably meeting customers' needs with well-priced menus that work for us and for our customers. That means being able to get the food you love as part of our entry tier menus. $1.23 in the US, Saver menu in the UK, 2 for You in Poland, or the new and very popular 1+1 offer in China. It also means tasty meals offered at strategic and practical price points, such as McFirst in France or Tasquita in Saudi Arabia. And it means creating even more value for our customers, giving them something a little extra for their money through fun and rewarding promotions like Monopoly. That's just finished another successful stint in Canada, and it will continue to be a loved part of our plans across the globe. We'll also continue to get better at personalized value, offering exactly the right price and product combination for individual customers. Lucy's going to talk more about that shortly. So, making sure we offer the best value and the most affordable prices is vital to our success. Finally, affinity. Customers' closeness to our brand, that feeling that McDonald's is a place for someone like me. It's the emotional connection, not just the rational benefit, the special place we hold in people's hearts. We're becoming more nimble in reaching our customers through social media. Remember the genuine excitement so many people felt earlier this year as our restaurants began to reopen their doors. In the UK alone, 15,000 die-hard McDonald's fans tweeted to say that we should mark the occasion with the classic Mark Morrison song, Return of the Mac. That is brand affinity in its purest form. It's the reason why when our customers spoke up, we listened. We were nimble and we joined the cultural moment. The result is modern marketing at its best, an ad that captures our customers' authentic love for McDonald's and absolutely nails our marketing ambition. In fact, it made McDonald's the most memorable advertising in the UK in both July and August. Affinity is where some of our most powerful brand stories live. But it's also where we have the greatest opportunity to step up and raise the creative bar. We used to talk about creative excellence. Now we're upping our game and we're committing to creative effectiveness. Excellent creative with a purpose. Telling stories that leverage and reinforce the strong affinity our customers already feel, and then translating that affinity into advocacy with creative content people love almost as much as our food. The most craveable food, the highest integrity, the best value, the strongest brand affinity. These stories from across our system, not the word McDonald's, are what our golden arches stand for. That's what maximizing our marketing is all about. All this storytelling doesn't just drive our brand. In a very real sense, it drives our business. For a glimpse of what this looks like, and a case study in how an authentic brand voice can drive affinity, it's now my pleasure to introduce Morgan Flatley, Chief Marketing Officer of McDonald's USA.
Thank you, Alistair, and hello, McDonald's. It's great to be here today to share the marketing journey we've been on in the US in partnership with our US owner-operators, and share the momentum we're building as we find our brand voice, activate social media, and unleash world-class creative. Over the past decade, there were times we lost sight of the emotional connection Alistair described. The deep affinity that drives brand advocacy beyond short-term sales. In the last year, we've focused on building our brand in a more consistent, coherent, culturally relevant way. Now, like our friends in the Netherlands, during the pandemic, we made it a priority to show up for the people and communities we serve. Our Thank You Meals program is an example of how the entire US system came together for frontline workers. Let's take a look.
There were times when the front line put you next for the slide. A mask was just for play. And 6 feet was an impossible length to grow. Thank you to all the first responders and healthcare workers. We're proud to be a part of your lives and see what you grew into. And through May 5th, we'll be proudly feeding you thank you meals for free. It's our honor to serve you.
That was a very proud moment for the US system. We're building emotional connections with our customers. We're listening closely and letting them guide us. We're focused on delivering marketing with that authentic relationship, that fandom at its heart. The brief to our agency partners come up with a breakthrough idea that drives greater consistency and ensures our marketing stands up to all the transformation we've taken on as a US system and connects with our customers in a more meaningful way. Now, this led to an insight as simple as it is profound. McDonald's belongs to its community of fans. On any given day, millions of customers roll through our drive-thrus craving the iconic McDonald's food they love. We said, it's time we look through the eyes of those fans and talk about the many small truths that give this huge brand a unique place in our customers' lives. Now, when I say truths, I mean fan truths like, when you're on the road and miss a McDonald's, you won't worry, there's another one soon. Or another fan truth, is there anyone out there who doesn't eat the bits of cheese stuck on the wrapper? And of course, my personal favorite, always order extra fries so you don't have to share them. Let's take a look at how this comes to life creatively.
If you're ordering McDonald's and your friend says they don't want fries, get them the fries. Or else your fries will be their fries. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
When we lead with these brand truths, we can have a conversation that celebrates McDonald's through the eyes of those who love us. So we know how to talk to our fans. The question is, where do we find our fans and how do we reach them? Now, more than ever, they're on social media rather than traditional broadcast channels. This has required a shift in mindset from advertising to engaging. We refreshed our tone of voice as if a McDonald's superfan was running our accounts, which, by the way, they actually are. Now, we're still early in this journey, but our fans are responding. McDonald's has become one of the leading QSR brands in social media. We've shifted our marketing strategy to lead with social, using it to kick off the program and, in essence, prime the pump rather than as an afterthought. Meanwhile, inspired by our brand voice and powered by our success on social, we've raised the creative bar. So what does it look like when all of this comes together? Let's take a look at a recent example, our Famous Orders platform.
What's up, world? Yeah, you. I'm Travis Scott. This is my McDonald's order. Follow me. Here's my quarter pounder with lettuce, pickles, onions, ketchup, mustard, and bacon. Here's my fries. Sometimes I do this. Then I dip them into barbecue sauce. Oh yeah, and my Sprite. Same order since back in Houston, and you can try it too. Gotta go.
Hola, soy J Balvin, and I'm dropping my McDonald's order. Let go. Hey, Big Mac. No pickles, please. There you go. Medium fries, con ketchup. And an Oreo McFlurry. Of course.
The Travis Scott meal, just $6. Say Cactus Jack sent you.
El J Balvin meal. Ordénalo por el app de McDonald's. Y el McFlurry te lo invito yo.
We started with a fan truth. Everybody has a go-to McDonald's order, even the biggest celebrities like Travis Scott and J Balvin. We launched first on social media, teasing the collaboration and inciting intrigue. Before the advertising kicked in, fans were already asking for the Travis Scott meal, driven by the social media buzz. Soon, younger customers were filming themselves as they played their favorite Travis Scott or J Balvin song as they ordered their meal, creating their own social content, then sharing the video on their social channels and fanning the flame, driving more and more engagement, affinity, and action. Finally, and as important, our crew was super energized, proud to be a part of something all their friends were talking about, and proud to wear their Cactus Jack design t-shirts. Now, this only works because it's completely authentic. We partnered with the biggest cultural icons who are true fans of our food, and our customers rewarded us with their own fandom. Famous Orders is breaking through and making marketing a true driver of our business. The results speak for themselves. We're getting customers to think about our brand and food differently. In particular, we're getting younger customers to rediscover core menu items like the Quarter Pounder with cheese and Big Macs, while trying new food like our spicy chicken McNuggets. We've had incredible cultural engagement. When we announced the Travis Scott meal back in September, we hit multiple records across our social media platforms. We were the #1 trending topic on Twitter and #3 on YouTube. And we've driven digital adoption, including significant lifts in global mobile app registration and retentions. Going forward, we'll keep listening to our customers to build affinity and advocacy to drive our plans in 2021 and beyond. And we'll keep reaching for those big breakthrough creative ideas that drive action, put our brand in the cultural conversation, and ultimately give more customers a reason to keep visiting McDonald's. Thank you.
If I could order one McDonald's product for the rest of my life, it would definitely be the crispy tenders. I really like the crispiness of the chicken with the honey mustard sauce.
Ooh, that's a tough one. But I would definitely go with the fries. Those golden, crispy, salty, delicious fries. I could have those forever.
That would be the Quarter Pounder with cheese.
Our customers love the locally sourced McCrispy chicken combos, as the taste is wonderfully treated.
it would definitely be the Big Mac. It was my first McLove.
We're excited to be here today to talk about the thing people love most about McDonald's, our food. One of the parts of my job I enjoy the most is the opportunity to visit so many of our markets and spend time in our restaurants. I have visited over 80 of our global markets, and during those visits, I've tried many unique menu items. What's always clear to me is that our iconic classics never get old. Maybe it's the Quarter Pounder with cheese, 100% pure beef that is hot and deliciously juicy. Maybe it's our world-famous fries, crispy and golden on the outside and fluffy on the inside. Or maybe it's our chicken McNuggets found in a Happy Meal. People are passionate about our food, and it's our great-tasting classics they love the most. They love that sharing a McDonald's meal brings back so many great memories of time spent with family and friends. I'm sure you hear those stories all the time when you tell people what you do. They love knowing that they can walk into a McDonald's anywhere in the world and order a Big Mac that is just as juicy and delicious as they remember it. That consistency doesn't happen by accident. It happens because our managers and our crew, our suppliers and our franchisees deliver our food to our customers with incredible passion, energy, and commitment day after day after day. We all know our core classics are the heart of our business. These iconic customer favorites make up roughly 70% of our food sales across our top markets. Our core menu is a meaningful driver of comp sales growth, and it drives profitability. This year has been a good reminder of the reasons why. In a world that is constantly changing, our classics are something people can rely on and return to again and again. The products our customers love are also what's easiest for our teams to execute. It pays to focus on our core, and it's why our core food is at the very center of accelerating the arches. Our core menu is extremely versatile. In many markets, our teams have been successful with core menu innovation, with line extensions that use existing ingredients to celebrate our customer favorites. Take the UK, or now the US, who shamelessly stole Asia's spicy version of our core chicken McNuggets and had customers queuing around the block to get them. We've seen the same thing in markets with Big Mac line extensions, such as the Grand Big Mac and the Big Mac Bacon. Spain, for example, saw strong sales results from their Big Mac Bacon promotion last year. These line extensions are exciting for customers as they reignite their love for what's made us famous. And importantly, as I hear from our managers and franchisees across the world so often, they are simple and easy to execute for our restaurant teams. Of course, this year, as we dealt with the impact of COVID, many markets streamlined our menus. This reduced kitchen complexity, making it easier for our crew to serve our guests safely. As I've heard from many of you, it has proven critical during the pandemic. And as we move forward, this is a clear reminder that each product must earn its place on our menu. As a result, we've seen significant improvements in most of our markets, in our capacity to serve hot, delicious food faster to even more guests. During Q2, for instance, drive-through service times improved in 8 of our top 11 markets, and our guests certainly noticed. Customer satisfaction scores also improved in 8 of our top 11 markets. And those improvements led to higher brand trust scores and greater restaurant profitability.
I know many of you are still working through significant challenges in your markets. These are difficult times, and we'll continue to work through this together. There is no question, in times of crisis, the McDonald's system rises to the challenge. When we talk about committing to our core, we begin, of course, with a focus on our two biggest categories, chicken and beef. Joe, let me turn it over to you to get us started with chicken.
Thanks, Ian, and hello, McDonald's. I've probably eaten chicken at more of our restaurants than I can count, and I'm excited to talk about why chicken is at the heart of our growth strategy. Globally, the chicken category is almost twice the size of beef. It is growing faster than beef and represents a significant opportunity. We heard you. We have to strengthen our credibility on chicken. We see what you see. Our chicken-only competitors around the world have strong brand equity and credibility. Developing a reputation for great chicken is one of our highest aspirations. We want customers to choose McDonald's for chicken because of the unique, craveable flavor they can only find under the arches. Many of you have shared what you've heard from our customers. It's clear. None of our markets are one chicken sandwich away from achieving this goal. It will take more than a menu item. We will take a broader approach, one that sees chicken as a platform and not a single product. It will also require a holistic effort that includes operations, great products tailored by market, crew hospitality, a pricing strategy, strong and sustained messaging and marketing, all working together to deliver on our aspiration. We have a multi-tiered strategy that we believe will enable us to take a leadership position informed and inspired by your successes from all over the world. Our strategy begins by leaning into our strengths and one of our beloved global icons, Chicken McNuggets. I've seen it in your restaurants. Across markets, people at every age crave our mouth-watering Chicken McNuggets, which saw double-digit sales growth last year. What that tells us is that there's more room to grow with Chicken McNuggets in the US and across the world. Another area of strength is our equally delicious McChicken sandwiches. Our McChicken sandwiches make up nearly 40% of our chicken sandwiches globally. I've tried them with many of you on multiple continents. And wherever it's sold, McChicken is a customer favorite. We will build on the strength of Chicken McNuggets and McChicken with creative marketing and advertising, new line extensions and flavors, and value offerings. And while we invest more, we're also going to share more. We are learning from markets about what customers love most while tailoring to meet local trends. As our colleagues from Asia know, spicy is a leading flavor trend where we have seen significant growth. It has mouthwatering appeal that has resonated with customers in other markets, and now, of course, as Ian mentioned, customers are loving spicy Chicken McNuggets here in the US. And then there's our McSpicy sandwich. It was a huge hit when it was born in China in 1999. With its intense spice and flavor, it's now available in multiple markets. That includes Australia, which is in the middle of a major chicken launch right now, and McSpicy is at its center. This isn't unique to Spicy or Australia. I'm still on a regular WhatsApp chat of managing directors in Europe, so I hear about the success we're having with chicken. I can tell you, the idea of leaning into proven successes in one market and applying them in another is a concept that's at the heart of how we continue to connect with our customers and offer what they want. That's the benefit of our system. And we will continue to find new areas to share customer favorites across markets. We're also working to develop new items, particularly when it comes to our biggest opportunity, a more satisfying large chicken sandwich. Many of our markets are developing a consistently craveable large chicken sandwich that is tender, juicy, and crispy at the speed, convenience, and value of McDonald's, all within the framework of our existing operating model. Some markets have begun to crack the code. In France, it's the CBO sandwich. That's chicken, bacon, and onion. In Spain, it's the American-style chicken sandwich. Germany and the Netherlands have versions of a home-style crispy chicken sandwich. The Netherlands launched it first in 2018 and had great success, and I've eaten many of those. And Germany learned from Netherlands with their recent launch. This is a story you have to see to really appreciate it, and we'll let Lisa and Dominic tell you about it.
The success story here is that we let our customers lead the way. And it's home style, the German way. This menu architecture study really showed this white spot because actually we thought we already own 42% of the QSR market serving shares, but there is something missing. So we look into what other countries are doing, what can we find within the McDonald's system, or what are the trends outside. And in the end, it was this premium chicken sandwich.
Germany is traditionally a strong market for chicken products, and so the home-style crispy chicken responds perfectly to the expectations of our guests that consider buying a premium chicken sandwich.
So first, when our research started, we had real customers in our test kitchen, and we were discussing with them about the patties. Do you want coating or without coating? What's the right intensity of flavor? And then they told us, okay, that's the winner.
When we started our silent lunch, we had enough products in our restaurants. But some days later, we was sold out. Every single home-style crispy chicken sandwich was gone.
I was like, okay, that's so cool. That's our product, and it works well without any marketing activities behind. So the product speaks for itself. It's the look, it's the taste, and the guests prefer the handmade style quality. So we took the time to do it right.
When I saw the sales and profits it delivers, I was completely convinced. Our guests made the vote and we listened to them. That made the difference.
There is a lot of space to do other products. I mean, we are already working on innovations for 2021, and I can tell you they taste really great.
Now I have one request. Would you say let's make chicken famous in German?
Wir wollen Hühnchen berühmt machen. Entschuldigung. The German word for chicken is crazy.
Germany is proving that we can improve our chicken credibility when we let customers lead the way. Here in the US, we're excited to introduce the much anticipated delicious new crispy chicken sandwich early next year. I've had it and I love it. More importantly, our customers loved it in tests. We all know this is a journey. Building our chicken credibility will take time, but we have seen how this aspiration can come to life in markets around the world. Restaurant by restaurant, market by market, we are listening and learning and creating and sharing. We're excited about the moves we're making to meet and exceed customer expectations for great tasting chicken. And ultimately, this is how we will make sure that we become known for our chicken, just as we are known for our incredible burgers. So Ian, why don't you share a little more about the work we're doing on beef?
Thanks, Joe. Our heritage is built on the strength of our burger. For much of the world, we are the first burger you ever tasted, and the burger you compare every other burger to. Beef is our largest menu category and growing, and 85% of our beef sales are from our iconic core burgers, such as our cheeseburger, quarter pounder, and Big Mac. Each of these burgers is a multi-billion-dollar brand. How incredible is that? So, how do we make our incredibly popular burgers even better? And how do we continue to provide our customers with the taste they have known and loved for generations? Well, once again, we began by listening. We asked customers what they love most about our burgers and how we could make them even better. We looked at every aspect of the burger build, and led by restaurant teams in some of our global markets, we implemented a series of small changes that add up to one big difference our customers really notice. In some cases, when they don't even know we've made changes at all. We are improving the way we cook our burgers, better searing in smaller batches, and adding onions at the grill for more flavor, with perfectly melted cheese, and new buns that are freshly toasted to a golden brown, so that they are hot, juicy, and delicious at first bite. Now, I joined McDonald's 25 years ago, and I'm not exaggerating when I say these are our McDonald's classics at their absolute best. More importantly, our customers are telling us that as well. That's certainly what we saw when Canada followed Australia and rolled out these changes in 2019. Let's hear from Jeff and Cam about their rollout in Canada.
We sell burgers. Let's sell the best burger we possibly can. The Remastered Classics is really about resetting the fundamentals of our business. We knew we had something big here. So taking a look at the way that we prepare the beef, now we're adding onions to the grill, and those onions soak up all those juices, and they just deliver that savory flavor that we love. Tempering our cheese properly, little things like that were really the things we wanted to focus on. A few small changes for one big difference is where we netted out. Tasting is believing. What we've done is we've actually got these burgers in front of people, and once they taste it, then we get the buy-in, then we get the support. Some of the feedback is, wow, I've never had a Big Mac like that before.
I had owner-operators coming in, trying the product, and the look in their eyes, the wow. That was pretty cool to see how excited they were. McDonald's Canada is very collaborative, and I really do think that's a key to success in everything we do. You know, it all starts with figuring out the right procedures and making sure people are training and learning exactly the right ways. The culture change of how we make them and having that pride on that line of serving a great Big Mac is really the key to success, and that takes time. It is the three-legged stool coming together, suppliers, company, franchisees, all working together to go back to some basics and re-engineer our burgers to make them the star. I've had a guest just randomly say to me, wow, that was a great double cheeseburger I had today and I really enjoyed it. Of course, without any real knowledge of the changes we've made, it's kind of neat when it happens, quite frankly. I love it, because it's almost like I have a secret and you're loving it because of the changes we made.
In Canada and Australia, we have seen meaningful lifts in both sales and traffic, and customers are noticing a dramatic difference in both taste and quality. Thank you to our Canadian and Australian teams for the great work they have done to bring this opportunity to life. As the #1 burger player globally, when we make customer noticeable changes like this, they have a big impact. We intend to deploy these changes to the majority of our markets over the next couple of years. As our markets start adopting these changes, we're confident it will help drive strong growth of our core burgers. Of course, listening to and learning from our customers also led us to make a significant change to some of our burgers here in the US. We had the same goal. How can we make our burgers even hotter, juicier, and more delicious? And with the leadership of our owner-operators, suppliers, and restaurant teams, we moved to 100% fresh beef quarter pounders, cooked right when ordered. No matter where our customers are in the world, we will continue to offer them the best version of the world's most popular burger every time they visit.
That's right, Ian. Our customers in the U.S. have actually been thrilled with fresh beef. And while beef and chicken represents our biggest growth opportunities, they're not the only ones. We're also excited about coffee. People in every country, in every culture, love a good cup of coffee. In North America, drip prevails. In much of Europe and Australia, espresso is a standard. Occasion also varies. Italians don't want milk and coffee in the afternoon. South Koreans prefer to sit and drink coffee at night. Brazilians prefer to sit and drink coffee at any time of the day. And Russians like to drink coffee alongside Big Macs and fries. As all of you know better than anyone, across the globe, customers' daily decisions about espresso or latte, single shot, double shot, drip, decaf, iced, milk or no milk, is part of culture. There's something exciting about how local this opportunity is. Coffee drives guest counts because people drink coffee every day, and in some markets, all day. It is profitable because it has higher margins than many other categories while also driving food sales. And it is growing. Globally, the out-of-home coffee category is expected to grow significantly over the long term. With the world going through a once-in-a-lifetime reset on their coffee habits and the entire industry gets reshuffled, our ability to gain share in coffee is greater than it's ever been. McDonald's is already the #2 coffee brand in the world by servings. We are a big player. And while the past 9 months has begun to change consumer behavior on coffee, with our drive-through and takeaway capabilities, we are well positioned to offer customers the experience they desire today. With strong leadership from Europe and Latin America and Asia, we have a clear understanding of what the McCafe brand stands for: a moment of real coffee satisfaction made simple. Simple for us means affordable, convenient, and available any time of the day or night. McDonald's can bring all of those things. There are markets that are showing what's possible today. In Australia, the birthplace of McCafe, we have built a daily ritual with high-quality coffee dedicated to McCafe baristas and a cafe ambiance. McCafe continues to provide a strong source of growth in Australia. Congratulations to my colleagues in Australia. Other markets are following their lead. Just look at Russia. They examined what other markets were doing, adopted best practices and our global McCafe brand, and then adapted what they learned to how their customers like to experience coffee. It's no accident that McDonald's is Russia's #1 coffee brand. Congratulations to all my colleagues in Russia. Other markets like Austria, Poland, Brazil, and South Korea are gathering steam with solid plans that are having a real impact on guest counts. The Middle East is taking a regional approach across 14 markets and cultures. There has been incredible alignment and commitment to using coffee to drive growth. It's a great reminder that coffee is not a one-size-fits-all, but it represents a massive opportunity to grow everywhere, including here in the US. The path to success is clear. Markets that are successful at creating a coffee culture are consumer-driven. They're committed to investing in the best equipment, improving quality, relentlessly training crew, and creating a great customer experience. We will continue to refine how we leverage brand, experience, value, quality, and menu to grow in ways that are tailored to local tastes and expectations. We know this will take time, but delivering hotter, faster, fresher coffee more consistently has huge growth potential, and we intend to win.
Well, I lived in Russia for 10 years, and I can tell you that our coffee was a critical part of my daily routine. We've got one other opportunity that I want to share. We know our customers love our burgers and chicken, but some may want other menu options. As we have worked to better understand customer demand, some markets around the world have tested plant-based products. Informed by what we have learned, we have created a delicious tasting burger that will be the first menu option in a plant-based platform we are calling McPlant. And having eaten it, I can tell you that our plant-based burger is worthy of the McDonald's name. It's a great product. I'm proud to tell you McPlant is crafted exclusively for McDonald's by McDonald's. In the future, McPlant could extend across a line of plant-based products, including burgers, chicken substitutes, and breakfast sandwiches. And we expect some markets will test the burger next year. We are excited about the opportunity because we believe we have a proven, delicious tasting product. And when your customers are ready for it, we'll be ready for them. Lastly, much like the Golden Arches, the packaging for our great tasting food is one of our most important customer touchpoints, with 65 million points of contact every day. We are excited to be rolling out stunning new packaging around the world. It has a modern, refreshing feel, simple, bold graphics, unexpected, playful accents, and consistent design across the entire portfolio. This is more than packaging that merely advertises. It's packaging that unifies our branding. As Chris said, This is the start of the next great chapter of the McDonald's story. As you tell us every day, you can see it in the excitement of our customers, who are hungry for things they know and love in a world that's constantly changing. And at the heart of it all is our food, and a brand that is dedicated to creating delicious feel-good moments every single day. We see those experiences in your restaurants around the world, and that is what is going to enable us to write the next great chapter of the McDonald's story together.
My favorite McDonald's innovative platform is McDelivery. As a working mother of 4, McDelivery seamlessly fits into my lifestyle. I'm guaranteed that dinner will be sorted whether I'm there or not.
Here in Martinique, we have 2 favorite innovations. The first one is the NGK, and the second is the Mac app.
It has to be the self-order kiosk.
Is the drive-thru, because it was a whole new concept created by McDonald's, which became a new model for the rest.
Digital drive-thru is my favorite tech advancement. Day or night, McDonald's is always there. Digital makes the experience personalized, efficient, and seamless.
It's great to be with all of you today to talk about the third element of our growth strategy, which is all about the McDonald's customer experience. And as you know better than anyone, when we talk about customer experience, we're talking about millions of interactions our customers have with our brand. Our McDonald's family serves 65 million guests a day. That's 65 million McDonald's stories, each one with its own variations. And each customer's story is personal. My McDonald's means something different to everyone. As a mom of 3 kids, my McDonald's might mean my family's dinner delivered to my doorstep. If I'm a teenager, my McDonald's might mean the late-night fries I get at the drive-thru with my friends. Or if I'm a retiree, my McDonald's might mean the friendly face and hot cup of coffee I look forward to at the start of every day. And in every case, my McDonald's might mean different things at different times, from morning to night, from weekday to weekend, from working to playing, and more. But those of you who engage with our customers every day know something else as well. That no matter what our customers' My McDonald's story is, there are some things we share in each moment. One is the need for flexibility and choice in how, when, and where we enjoy our favorite meals. The other is the way we all count on technology to make things simpler, easier, and faster. Thanks to technology, speed is the new normal, baked into our basic expectations. These realities are at the heart of a giant opportunity for McDonald's, an ambition that can fuel guest counts, sales, and cash flow for your businesses. We believe we can make our customers' experiences even faster and easier. It's a territory that McDonald's is uniquely positioned to own. And however our customers want to engage with us, whether at the counter, through a drive-thru window, or on the app, whether dining in the restaurant or on the go, whether picking up a meal to take home or having that meal delivered to them, we are committed to offering faster, easier experiences they love and that keep them coming back. And together, we will seize this opportunity. This is our game to win. We're so excited and so confident because we're building on a significant set of competitive advantages. Our size, our scale, our daypart mix, and the important investments we've made together in digital, like our mobile app and outdoor digital menu boards, that have already created better customer experiences. Piece by piece, we've laid a foundation of amazing capabilities. Now, we want to really fire up those capabilities as we go after 3 connected opportunities. First, to use our digital tools to ignite an engine of growth turbocharging the notion of quick service with even greater levels of speed and ease, and generating more convenience, more personalization, and even better value for our customers. Second, to accelerate our rapidly expanding delivery business, where, thanks to you, we're already a global leader. And third, to make the most of and extend our drive-through advantage, where we've been setting the pace since the 1970s, a lead we intend to keep. These 3 Ds will propel us forward, profitably improving your businesses now and for the future. We're taking the attributes our customers love about McDonald's, convenience, value, and fun, and using technology to make them even better and faster. We're focused on technology that works in the real world, that benefits you, your crew, and your businesses. And it's paying off. Already, across our top 6 markets, we expect our digital sales to exceed $10 billion, or nearly 20% of system-wide sales in 2020. We've already seen incredible examples in our markets of how digital is driving customer engagement and improving their experience. Italy has done an amazing job of using digital tools to attract, delight, and deepen our relationships with customers. Take a look.
Insights is what drives really our business, and everything starts from there. We need to have new ways to engage with younger people. So basically, the learnings were telling us that we had lost base to our younger customers, and the general strategy was really to find ways to reconnect with them, and we find a perfect answer with our McDonald's app.
We created calendars into the app with a new surprise every day, including favorites menu offerings like Crispy McBacon. We appealed to young customers with the nighttime special event embedded in the marketing calendar.
Proud to say, most downloaded app in Italy, 40% of smartphone users have registered with our McDonald's app. In 2019 alone, plus 13% guest count increase.
The app performance was impressive, but it was only one part of our growth strategy. Proof point that we have to continue to evolve and innovate with new capabilities.
The fact that we reconnected with younger people, we became much more relevant.
Since the app program started, we saw immediately the number rise, quarter after quarter. And it was really the time to embrace this new technology and leave all the doubt behind.
If you're not very strong with digital or CRM programs, you risk to become irrelevant. So they are almost part of your company, and you just give them engagement and a great experience at McDonald's.
We've learned from markets like Italy about how to create better customer experiences that make them want to return again and again. That's why we're so excited to introduce My McDonald's, our unified suite of offerings to give our customers enhanced experience, irresistible rewards, enjoyable moments, and much more. My McDonald's is the umbrella under which our digital products will sit, creating one compelling package that offers our customers a variety of ways to engage, whether through mobile ordering, payments, delivery, rewards, or the kind of fun, engaging deals you heard about in Italy. But let me be clear, My McDonald's is not just about the mobile app. It extends to all digitally enabled customer touchpoints, including kiosks, table service, and digital drive-thru, and powers a seamless, omni-channel McDonald's experience. We're working to have elements of My McDonald's in our top 6 owned markets by the end of 2021. Our loyalty program is a cornerstone of My McDonald's and a priority across our largest markets. We are lucky to have some of the most loyal customers in the industry. Loyalty gives customers a great reason to download the app and engage with us every time they order. And we can build on that knowledge with data-driven customer relationship management. Many of you have heard this referred to as CRM, and it will help us create even more personalized, engaging experiences. We're already seeing fantastic examples of what it can look like in action. Let's hear directly from our team in Austria, where an idea from owner-operators to get to know their customers better has now become a powerful tool for targeted, successful campaigns.
We have 1.8 million members in our customer base. That's 20% of all Austrians.
We created My McDonald's 4 years ago in Austria to better understand our customers. We wanted to get to know them better at every level of every transaction. So customers come to our store and they earn points. These points are called M's. You scan your phone at the register with us or at the drive-thru and then redeem points either for our core food products or just get entertained in games or get other non-food offers.
So basically with every transaction, we learn their behavior, we learn their favorite products, but it's also a media channel, which helps us to find great partners from various industries and then offer our guests awesome non-food deals.
We use the command center as a new way of working. It enables us to know quicker than before what works and what doesn't work. And at the end, it enables us also to deliver more relevant and also more personalized offers to our customers.
This has been an overwhelming success. We're the biggest loyalty program in Austria. We have about 120,000 active users daily and about 800,000 on a monthly level, and that in relation to an 8 million population.
And 25% of all our customers every day scan their loyalty app, and that's really quite a big number.
I was surprised to see, okay, what we do really impacts.
We at McDonald's, we are all about making delicious feel-good moments for everyone. So it's very exciting to make it step by step better and better.
And we truly believe that this will be a huge contributor of our growth going forward to different segments of our customers. And I think that's going to be quite an exciting journey.
It's amazing to see what the team has done in Austria. And just imagine if we could scale that kind of success across the system. That's why we're rolling out our loyalty program in a number of our large markets over the course of 2021. And to kick that off, we're thrilled to pilot our new U.S. loyalty program, My McDonald's Rewards, in the Phoenix area in the coming weeks. And we're excited to launch nationwide later next year. I'm really energized by our big ambitions, especially because we're a brand that knows how to meet big goals. Take delivery. We placed a big bet in 2017 because we saw a massive growth opportunity, and one that our advantages gave us every opportunity to win. After all, when delivery customers place an order, they want it fast, they want it hot, and they want it right. And no competitor is better placed than we are to deliver just that. The results speak for themselves. We have more than tripled our global delivery sales from where we were just a few short years ago, and we're just getting started. We're learning from successful markets such as China, where they've experimented with exciting innovations such as separate courier rooms, dedicated prep lines, and delivery subscription programs. We're offering more choice with additional delivery options, including introducing the ability to order delivery on our app. Owning the full delivery experience for our most loyal customers lets us learn more about them too. Where the economics make sense or where we lack third-party operator coverage, we're experimenting with hybrid models, including self-delivery, where McDonald's crew members deliver food to the customer, something that has already been successful in some markets in Asia and the Middle East. And as always, we'll keep working with you to optimize operations, improving the customer and crew experience with a focus on speed and accuracy. Our system does that better than anyone. There's another thing we do better than anyone, and that's provide a great drive-thru experience. Mason Smoot, Chief Restaurant Officer for McDonald's USA, will share more about the future of drive-thru.
Thanks, Lucy. We are by far the largest drive-through player globally, and we intend to accelerate our phenomenal advantage. It begins with a focus on foundational elements. We've made smart investments the past few years to bolster key things like staffing, scheduling, positioning, and how we assemble orders, and it's paid off. We're seeing the benefits before the pandemic hit, but we're especially seeing them now as more customers are turning to the drive-thru for a quick and safe experience. Over the next few years, the vast majority of new restaurants built in the US and IOM markets will have a drive-thru. And across all restaurants, speed of service will remain a top priority. I'm so proud to say, over the past 2 years in our largest markets, we've cut drive-thru times by about 30 seconds. That's a testament to your hard work. And we believe we can get even faster and serve our customers even better by unlocking existing capacity and introducing a blend of established and new innovations that help take convenience to a whole new level. In some restaurants, this is about adding side-by-side drive-thru lanes. We're also adding a fast-forward window. These solutions enable us to take orders and deliver food more quickly, an advantage over our competitors. There's also a set of newer ideas that are proving themselves as we speak. Ian talked about the benefits of reduced menu complexity, one of which has been improved speed of service at the drive-thru. We're also using dynamic yield to enhance the ordering process by varying outdoor menu boards. Then, there's a series of bold innovations that we believe have tremendous potential to be deployed at scale. For example, we're testing new ways for customers to identify themselves at the order point, which links directly to payment. We call it ID at COD. We're also testing automated order taking in the drive-thru. This exciting technology is another product of the McDonald's Tech Labs team. It streamlines the process of taking orders, freeing up crew for other customer-facing activities. This technology is amazing. It can follow complex orders and changes while filtering out the noise of excited kids in the back seat. Let me show you what it looks like in action.
Welcome to McDonald's. What can I get for you?
Can I get a quarter pounder with cheese with no pickle?
Okay.
And I'd like to go ahead and make a meal out of it with a Coke.
All right.
On second thought, make that a Sprite.
Okay.
Thank you.
If everything looks correct, your total will be $7.69. Please pull forward.
How you doing today, boss?
More accurate, faster service, now that's exciting. We're also exploring ways to better serve customers who order and pay through our mobile app. This is where digital and drive-thru converge in a powerful way. One concept we're testing is express pickup. We're putting dedicated parking spaces at the front of the restaurant, while technology enables the restaurant team to start preparing your food as soon as you're nearby. Another concept we're testing is drive-thru express lane. It lets customers using the app skip the line and get their food even faster. It may even come to them through a conveyor belt. And we're exploring a new on-the-go restaurant format. Here, the focus is drive-thru, takeaway, and delivery with limited or no seating. In combination, we think these initiatives could reach more than 10,000 restaurants across the US and our IOM markets, giving our customers the seamless, fast experience they want while boosting your restaurant sales.
Thanks, Mason. Our commitment to double down on the 3 Ds is driven by our customers. And to fuel our progress, we've also been transforming our technology capabilities. We're serious about this. And that's why we're making serious investments in this space. Together, franchisees and the company are co-investing $1 billion in technology annually to make the competitive advantage of our size and reach work for us. We're acting like a startup. Our aspiration is to be big and fast. We've introduced modern engineering approaches to enable us to get our products in customers' hands faster. Because when we add agility to our scale, it's a combination that can't be beat. At the end of the day, we believe that doubling down on the 3 Ds will inspire what we call loyalty with a capital L, the kind of emotional and behavioral connection that fosters affinity for our brand and drives engagement, sales, and restaurant cash flow. We want every customer to be able to say, "I love my McDonald's." We're going to do it the McDonald's way. Now, I'll turn it back over to Chris.
Well, there you have it. And I want to thank you all for joining us today, and to the members of the leadership team and our system for sharing their stories, our story, the McDonald's story. Hope you're excited about what you've seen and heard, because the ideas, the insights, the innovation, and the inspiration for our global plan came from all of you. And I believe that accelerating the arches is the right strategy as we write the next great chapter in McDonald's history. At a time when people want things they know and love, in a world that is changing all around them, we'll take what they know and love most about McDonald's and do it even better. After all, what is M, C, and D other than our brand, our food, and our experience? I want to end today where I began, the idea of billions served. Billion's a big number. It's a bigger number than any of us can count to, and it's a bigger number than many of us can comprehend. But then we don't serve billions and billions all at once. We serve them one at a time. One person, one customer, one smile at a time. At any given moment of the day, members of McFamily are doing their part to help deliver that only at McDonald's experience for our customers. When a customer decides whether they love the food they've loved for all these years is as good as they remember it, whether placing their order is as fast, safe, and friendly as they need it to be, and whether the second they finish their meal, they know they can't wait to have it again and again. It's the sum of every one of those moments and all of our actions that makes McDonald's what it is today and what it will be tomorrow. I know our world has been through a lot the past year, and none of us can say for sure how this is going to end, but I am optimistic. One of the things about being a 65-year-old company is that we've seen hard times before. We've seen times when it was hard to find the way forward, but for 65 years, we've also seen the McFamily come together in extraordinary ways, in ways that delight our customers and uplift our communities. With your hard work, your commitment, and your continued dedication, I know the future for McDonald's is bright. Together, serving billions. One person, one customer, and one community at a time. Thank you for your time today, and I look forward to seeing the entire system back together in Orlando for Worldwide Convention in 2022.
What you just saw during our brief pause were some of the other spots we've created for our Serving Here campaign, as well as a new ad from our Happy Meal readers from France. I'm Michael Gonda. I am so excited to be moderating our live Q&A with our global system today. As you can see, I'm joined by today's speakers. We have received 700 pre-submitted questions from franchisees, suppliers, developmental licensees, and employees all over the world. We also received hundreds more during our broadcast, and I want to thank everyone for your patience as we work through some of those technical difficulties. As part of this, we've identified some of the most frequently asked questions. And Chris, we're going to kick it off with you. This comes from Lisa, a franchisee in Canada. And the question is, what has this worldwide pandemic taught us about the brand and our future plans for McDonald's?
Great question. And I think for us, the one thing that stands out to me is just the strength of our brand. That as people were dealing with so much uncertainties, so many things to be concerned about, that McDonald's was a brand that they turned to for reassurance, for comfort. And I think it just goes to how our brand is so connected into people's lives. People trust McDonald's, and that has been, I think, for us, a key enabler through this pandemic, that we've been as successful as we have been. People want our iconic favorites. They trust McDonald's to keep them safe. So I feel just very proud about how our systems come together, and I feel proud about all of you for the way we've served our customers through this.
Okay, great. Ian, I'm going to turn it over to you, and we're going to move from inside the restaurant to the restaurant itself. There were a ton of questions that came in around restaurant development. I'm going to bundle these as well. The first one is Alejandra, a supplier in Mexico, who asked about restaurant growth in Latin America. And then Ashni, an employee in South Africa, asked if there were plans to step further into the African market. So hoping you can give a broader update on our global development plan and touch on those areas as well.
Great. Well, thanks, Alejandro and Ashni, for the question. Look, I think the most exciting thing we do is open new restaurants. I mean, we're all in this business to grow, to build on all the hard work we do every day to run great restaurants and build, and add to those portfolios. I think we came in to the pandemic period in a position of strength where we had several years of strong results across the business. I think we've taken all the right actions, and I'm so proud of all the work our restaurant teams and our owner-operators and our developmental licensees have done across the system to put our business in a position of strength, to make sure our customers and our employees feel safe every day when they're in our restaurants or interacting with our restaurants. And the proof point, I think, of everything we've done is that we're gaining market share across the majority of our markets. And I think there are going to be incredible opportunities as we come out of the pandemic period for us to grow our business. I know I was talking to one of our developmental licensees in Latin America a couple of weeks ago, and I know there's a high level of ambition to continue to invest in and grow our business. I think we've put ourselves in a strong position to do that, stronger than anyone else. And if I look at those two areas specifically, in South Africa last year, we opened about 30 restaurants. Latin America, we opened about 100 restaurants. Our partners in China this year are going to open about 400 restaurants. Next year, about 475. So I think those are just great proof points, I hope, for everyone to understand how much opportunity there is ahead. I think the plan that we've unveiled to you today, Accelerating the Arches, is going to give us all the confidence that we're going to be able to grow our businesses successfully, to continue to invest with confidence, and continue to lead our industry as we go forward. So thanks again for the question.
Great. Thank you so much. Lucy, I'm going to turn it over to you. Another two-part question as we look at drive-through and loyalty. First, a lot of excitement for the new drive-through formats and technology. Marissa, a U.S. owner-operator, asked, how quickly can we expect those to become real? And the second part comes from Jose in the U.S. as well, an owner-operator. What are we doing to continue to innovate in the digital space as it relates to loyalty programs?
Okay, great. Okay, well, let me take the drive-through question first and just say drive-through is one of our most important sources of competitive advantage, and an advantage we intend to keep and extend. And so all of the innovations that you saw today are really powerful pieces of how we're thinking about taking that experience to the next level. In terms of pace, we're going to move as quickly as possible. The reality is some of the opportunities we talked about today are closer in. So as we think about ready on arrival, having the food prepared, so if you order ahead, pull through the drive-through lane, announce yourself, get your food, and keep driving. That should be ready more quickly than some of the other things that may be farther out around express drive-through lanes or some of the automated order taking. However, we're moving with pace and with urgency and working on a portfolio of solutions across our different markets to be able to learn and see how customers react and crew react in the real world to continue to raise the bar and extend that massive advantage that we have in our drive-through business. Then on loyalty, I think you heard me say we think about loyalty with a capital L, which is around how we think broadly about how we get our customers to engage with us and come back again and again. And I think with the launch of our loyalty programs across our large markets, building on the learnings from our over 22 markets around the system that already have loyalty, we're going to continue to innovate there. And I think the opportunity is, as customers engage with us, we know more about them. And we can fire up some of the investments that we've made in capabilities like dynamic yield to take the insight that we have about our customers, about what they like, the menu items that they like, their habits around when they come during the day, on the weekend, to introduce them to other elements of our digital My McDonald's experience, whether that be ordering through the mobile app or getting delivery through McDonald's. All of those pieces can work together. And that's the piece that I'm particularly excited about with our My McDonald's digital vision, is connecting all of the elements into an omni-channel experience for our customers that our competitors just can't match.
Great, thank you. Building on loyalty and drive-through, Alistair, I was going to turn this question over to you. A lot of excitement around plant-based with some of the communications that came out. I think many have seen the news around McPlant. We got a question from May, who's a developmental licensee in Malaysia, and was hoping to get some more clarity around the future of plant-based products at McDonald's. Not sure if you'd like to start with that, and we can see if there's other builds as well.
Yeah, absolutely. But you're right, there's a lot of excitement about plant-based. Today, it's a relatively small but fast-growing sector, and one that we think is strategically important. Now, our role is to make sure that we understand it better than anybody else in the industry, and that we have the best products ready to launch when our customers are ready for them. And we've got one of those products already, our McPlant Burger. We've tested with customers. It gets fantastic taste scores. We've run a sales test in Canada, where again, our customers told us they really love the product. So we have that ready to go when our markets are ready to pull it, when demand is at the right level for each individual country. But McPlant is more than a single product. We're treating it as a platform. Imagine in the future we might have McPlant chickenless nuggets, McPlant wraps, maybe McPlant breakfast muffin. Lots of opportunities to extend that. But it's all about understanding the sector better than anybody else. We believe that we do, and then making sure when that market, our customer, is ready for it, that we can do a better job than anybody else. And we're really confident about that.
Great, thank you. On the end of excitement around plant-based, we then have excitement around chicken. So Joe, I was going to turn this question over to you, specifically within the U.S. Stephen, a U.S. owner-operator, was hoping to expand on some of the remarks you made and to really hear our plans to improve our chicken products and our chicken options for customers in the U.S.
Yeah, sure. Thanks, Michael, and thank you, Steve, for the question. And it's not a Q&A without a question about chicken in the U.S. So now we've officially, I think, labeled this as a proper Q&A for our McDonald's business. I talked earlier today, obviously, about our aspiration to be known for chicken like we're known for burgers. And I also talked about this as being a journey. And so before I specifically, address the U.S. business, I do want to, extend, obviously, to all my international colleagues a hello and recognize that we're all, market by market at different places on this journey. Asia is certainly further along in the journey than our European markets are, and Europe, in many ways, is further along than even the U.S. And North America is. And so I would just implore all of you to get on the journey and stay committed to the journey. And that's what we're going to do in the U.S. We are already on the journey as we've continued to see how Chicken McNuggets can be leveraged in different ways with the success of the spicy effort. We have some exploration to do in terms of our McChicken sandwich and how it might be able to be leveraged in different ways. And then I think all of us are excited about the launch of the new crispy chicken sandwich early in 2021. What's going to be critical is we stay committed to the journey. So we're going to need to stay committed to strong operations to support the chicken launch. We're going to need to stay committed to ongoing and sustained marketing. This can't be a launch and leave effort. We must sustain commitment and recognize that this is a journey that if we reach our destination of being known for chicken, it's going to be an incredibly rewarding one for us, our brand, and the entire system.
Great. Thank you for that. Chris, I'm going to turn it over to you for the closing question, and it's a loaded one. There's been so much today about the future, but the question comes from Felix, who's a developmental licensee in Mexico. Very plainly, where do you see McDonald's in 5 years?
Well, I think our leadership is going to continue to grow, and that's what this plan is about, accelerating the arches. I think you should expect in 5 years, our brand is going to be stronger than ever. It's going to be a brand that people, as Alistair was talking about, don't just engage with, but they actually advocate for. They're out telling their friends and family about their love and passion for McDonald's. I think our food is going to be food that continues to be beloved across the world. But you'll certainly, I think, see more and more people in 5 years coming to McDonald's for chicken, coming to McDonald's for coffee, as well as enjoying our great burger lineup that we have. And then lastly, I think you're going to see a McDonald's that has continued to evolve. I mean, the amazing thing about this business is for 65 years, our brand has continued to find ways to stay relevant. And so a lot of the things that Mason and Lucy talked about, digital drive-through, delivery, the 3Ds, those are all about making sure that we are an omni-channel brand that meets customers however they want to experience McDonald's. And I think we are putting in place the things that we need to make sure that our experience continue to stay relevant as consumers adopt different lifestyles, different needs, wants, et cetera. So I'm incredibly optimistic about our brand. I want to thank all of you for everything you do on this business day in and day out to make it what it is. This is truly a remarkable system, and the future, I think, for all of us looks very, very, very bright.
Great. Thank you. And thank you all to today's speakers for sharing the vision with us today, elaborating more on the remarks. Chris, I'm going to turn it over to you just for some closing comments as we end the show.
Okay. Well, again, I want to thank everybody for your questions and also for taking the time to be with us today for Worldwide Connection 2.0. You know, for 65 years, this system has risen to the challenge to be great. Now is our time. Now is our moment to embrace our MCDs and to write the next great chapter of the McDonald's story. I have no doubt that this is how we grow, this is how we succeed, and this is how we win. We will serve our system and our customers together as we always have. So thank you very much for joining us and have a great rest of the week.